Hello and welcome to your journey towards feeling better and happy. Today we are talking about a condition affecting millions worldwide addiction. We learn what addiction truly is, its root causes, and how we can heal holistically. I am Padma Srinivasan, a physician and scientist who believes that true health comes from taking care of our mind, body, and spirit. Addiction is a complex medical condition where someone becomes dependent on a substance or behavior even if it is harmful to them. It involves craving immediate pleasure, enduring long term harm, and struggling to quit. When we hear addiction, we often associate with drugs and alcohol. But did you know that addiction can take many forms? It can develop around any human behavior, like overeating, obsessive shopping, excessive gaming or gambling, compulsive internet use, or even overworking. The list is endless. The mechanism behind addiction is our brain's reward system. Here's how it works. When we do things that bring pleasure, our brain releases dopamine, which is a feel good chemical. Dopamine signals our brain to repeat these activities or behavior even if they are not good for us. As the behavior continues, the brain's reward system can become hijacked. It starts to select the addictive behavior over other important things in life. This can lead to a cycle of craving and seeking more of the addictive substance or behavior, even if it's harmful for us and our loved ones. In simple terms, addiction happens when our brain gets hooked on the good feelings that come from certain substance or behavior. To understand addiction better, let's look through the eyes of Dr. Gabor Mate, a renowned physician and expert with decades of experience in helping patients with severe addiction and trauma. There are several risk factors for addiction, like genetics and environment, but the main root cause is unresolved emotional pain or discomfort. Underlying all addictions is the urge to escape pain. It is not a surprise that there is a positive correlation between internet addiction and depression, anxiety, and stress. The same brain circuits and chemicals are involved in all forms of addictions. The same reward system is triggered in all emotional discomforts, including shame, guilt, or betrayal. Did you know that romantic love can become an addiction too? Romantic love also activates the brain reward system and releases dopamine. This part of the brain is located deep below our cognitive thinking process and is associated with wanting, motivation, focus, and craving. Therefore, losing love from a breakup or separation can lead to craving and more emotional pain, very much like cocaine. In one study of college students, almost 95% reported being rejected or dumped by someone who they truly loved. Well, that goes to say that most of us may have experienced addiction in one form or another. Overall, all addictive behaviors provide temporary relief from emotional stress or the pain body. However, they often lead to dependency and suffering in the long run. To heal holistically, we need to approach the whole person, focusing on physical, emotional, and spiritual well being. The World Health Organization realizes the burden of addiction to health, family, and economy and has been taking several measures to control substance use. Most of these efforts could be helpful for addictions with drugs and alcohol. However, individual awareness and rising consciousness are not optional but essential. It is a collective responsibility. it is important to integrate various modalities, including trauma informed care, counseling, mindful practices, and social support networks. Therapy and medication can help manage addictive symptoms, but true healing comes from addressing the underlying pain body. Think of the Titanic, trying to deal with the iceberg outside, but totally missing the bigger problem inside, which turned out to be a disaster. Therefore, we need to become aware of the underlying stress that we are trying to escape from and any unhealthy emotional coping mechanisms we may be using to do that. This can be done by combining awareness of the underlying emotional pain with compassion to find the lost authentic self. Mindfulness practices help us stay present and prevent our pain body from controlling us. By becoming more mindful of our behaviors and the reasons for the pain body, we can take control of our lives from our brain's reward system. Compassion towards oneself and others is key. Our inner child might not open up right away, but with patience and compassion, we can build trust and uncover the truth that sets us free. Whether it is a hardcore addiction or a socially accepted addiction such as work or internet, the question is not why the addiction, but why the pain. As we engage in this compassionate inquiry, it's important to remain present in our bodies and observe our emotions without getting identified with them. Authenticity is huge and powerful because addiction often results from a separation from one's true nature. This in turn leads to suffering. Don't we all lose our healthy boundaries and connection with our inner selves for various reasons? Whether it is to be nice or to meet societal or cultural expectations. Sometimes it's because we want love or validation, especially as children. But when we lose touch with our true selves, we lose our authenticity. That's when the brain's reward system takes over and addiction can sneak in. But guess what? That connection with our inner self is always there. It is the subtle voice from the soul that lies deeper than the mental chatter and emotions. Imagine it like reconnecting with your inner child for the first time in a very long time. It's going to take patience and compassion to rebuild that trust, but it is going to be totally worth it. Maybe in the past, we had to decide between seeking attachment or acceptance instead of embracing our true selves. But with awareness, we could now choose our rewards wisely by picking our authentic selves over outside validations. We could all use an in-depth conversation on authenticity, setting healthy boundaries, understanding intuition over logical reasoning. I will link these topics here. Please make sure to subscribe and sign up for the newsletter at the link below in the description box so you don't miss out on these important information. Overall, practicing mindfulness and reconnecting with our authenticity are powerful antidotes to dissolving the pain body underlying addiction. This is true not just for those struggling with addiction, but also for their loved ones who feel the impact. Remember, rediscovering our true selves is a journey, not a destination. Let's summarize. The root cause of all forms of addiction is the urge to escape pain. Therefore, mindfulness practices and reconnecting with our authentic selves are key to overcoming addiction. Are you feeling overwhelmed and not sure where to begin? Don't worry, I got you covered. Here's a simple yet powerful mindfulness exercise that you can practice that will help you to understand the purpose behind the emotional pain driving addiction. Dedicate a few minutes to reconnect with your authentic self by tuning into this video.